Hello, and welcome to another segment in our ongoing educational series here at flexiblepvc.net. In this segment, we will learn how to measure before ordering our non-kink water garden pond hose, as well as what to expect when our hose arrives. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad you're here. Now, let's get started. How do I know what size I need? Deciding what size non-kink hose to order can be a bit challenging. There is no standard size for non-kink hose, and as a result, two different standards have emerged, UL and MM size. UL is slightly larger than MM. Measure across the outside diameter of the output fitting on your pump or other output device without the barbs. In this example, we measure slightly under 1 1/2 inches, so we would order a 1 1/2 inch MM or metric sized hose. As we mentioned on our last slide, the UL sized fittings and hose are slightly larger than the MM sized fittings and hose. In our example of 1 1/2 inch fittings, you can clearly see that the MM fitting, black, in this example, measures approximately 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch smaller than the UL fitting, gray, in this example. Ordering your non-kink hose clamps. There are several different types of clamps that can be used with non-kink hose. We feel the best clamp is the corrugated hose clamp because it is made with wires that actually fit into the corrugations on your hose. But you can also use standard hose clamps or radiator clamps. Be careful, however, to not over-tighten these clamps because that can cause irreparable damage to the rigid helix of the hose, potentially causing leakage. Since non-kink hose is not made to be glued, selection of your hose clamps is very important. There are a number of different options available for clamping flexible hose onto a fitting. This worm drive clamp is an inexpensive option. It has a single band which tightens against the hose. While not the optimal method for clamping corrugated tubing, it will work, but should always be double clamped for stability. This dual bead or dual band worm drive clamp is a better option. The inner liner of this clamp provides spring action and concentrates band sealing pressure, providing 30% more sealing performance than the standard clamp we just showed you. Flanged edges on the clamping surface protect soft hose compounds against damage. These spiral hose or corrugated hose clamps are the best option in our opinion. While not the least expensive, you can clearly see that these clamps have wires that securely fit in the ridges or flutes of your corrugated hose for maximum clamping pressure and less hose flattening. So, based upon our measurement, we ordered a 1 1/2 inch non-kink hose. We also ordered a clamp or clamps that would support a 1 1/2 inch opening or hose. Before you place your hose over the fitting, be certain to place your hose clamp or clamps if you are double clamping onto your hose. Double clamping provides a more secure and watertight fit. Slide the hose onto the fitting. Your fit should be very snug, but you should not need to force the hose with heavy force onto the fitting. Excessive force can cause the hose to split during installation or worse, while in service. Position your clamps directly over the barbs on your fittings. Tighten your clamp or clamps until snug. This is generally 1/2 turn after the clamp screw becomes difficult to turn. Over-tightening may cause damage to the hose or fitting. Under no circumstances should you try to glue the hose to the fitting. Irreparable damage will occur. Thank you for joining us for this segment of our ongoing educational series, Learning How to Measure Before Ordering Non-Kink Water Garden Pond Hose. We here at flexiblepvc.net value your time and appreciate your interest and attention. Please join us again soon for another opportunity to learn at Flexible PVC.